From the moment you woke up to the fact that you were chosen, everything around you took on a new meaning. The world once familiar began to transform into something much deeper, as if you had been gifted with a new vision capable of seeing beyond what others can. Among the many changes that have occurred, one of the most notable was the effect that your gaze has begun to have on those around you. Your eyes, now carrying the light and glory of God, have become different from ordinary eyes. They are no longer simple instruments of observation of the physical world, but have turned into spiritual portals, capable of revealing hidden truths, buried secrets and realities that many prefer not to face when people meet your gaze. They are not just seeing your eyes, they are being confronted with a deeper truth, a truth that stirs the innermost parts of their being. There is something in your eyes that transcends the visible, something that seems to penetrate their souls, provoking an immediate reaction. This confrontation with truth can be unsettling for many. After all, how can they maintain eye contact with a light so intense that it reveals what they often prefer to hide? It is as if by looking into your eyes they feel their masks begin to fall, and their carefully constructed defenses crumble. The spiritual light that you carry in your eyes is a pure and direct manifestation of your connection with the divine, and this light is for many unbearable. It is not uncommon for those still immersed in their own fears, insecurities, and falsehoods to struggle to maintain eye contact with you, even if they do not fully understand why something inside them warns. There is something different about this gaze. They instinctively perceive that your eyes reveal more than they would like to expose. Every hidden fear, every carefully disguised insecurity, and every concealed intention begins to surface, and that scares them. Your gaze is more than just a way of seeing the world. It is a channel of transformation. It not only sees what is in front of it, but also penetrates beyond the surface, accessing the depths of the human soul. When you look into someone's eyes, you are not only seeing what is visible, you are seeing what is hidden, what is being suppressed. Their most hidden intentions, their deepest fears, and their most disguised insecurities become evident before you. And this experience for many is profoundly uncomfortable, because it means they can no longer hide from you in many social interactions. You may have noticed that people react unusually when they make eye contact with you. Sometimes the reaction is immediate: sudden restlessness, quick eye aversion, or, in more extreme cases, a clear attempt to avoid any eye contact. This behavior may seem confusing to an outside observer, but to the chosen, these reactions reveal something much deeper. Your gaze is not ordinary. It carries a spiritual force that goes beyond physical perception. For many, looking directly into your eyes is like being confronted with their own shadows, their secrets and weaknesses. The intensity of your gaze forces people to confront truths they may have been avoiding for a long time. This power of the gaze of the chosen is not something you can consciously control, but it is the result of your direct connection with the Creator. Your gaze, being an extension of this connection, cannot be separated from the truth. It acts as a mirror that reflects not only the exterior of people, but their inner realities. This can be uncomfortable, especially for those who live in low vibration, trapped in lies or self-deception. For these people, looking directly at you is like being forced to confront their own darkness, and it is natural for them to try to avoid this experience. Yesterday, I was in the elevator in silence, meditating, as I always do. When I noticed there was someone beside me, they seemed a little uncomfortable, restless, fiddling with their phone, trying somehow to avoid any contact with me. As the elevator rose, I could feel that anxiety growing. They avoided looking at me, but I knew they eventually would. Then, out of nowhere, our eyes met. At that moment, it was as if something inside them had been exposed. They immediately averted their gaze and began rubbing their eyes, almost as if they had seen something they didn't want to see. I knew what was happening as a chosen one. I carry God's glory within me, and my eyes reflect this. The presence of God emanates from me, and those in low vibration feel it. It's as if the darkness that person carried was confronted by the light that dwells within me. As they continued to avoid my gaze, I remained in my silent prayer in peace, knowing that my presence did more than any words could have done. Not everyone can maintain eye contact with me because my eyes, the eyes of a chosen one, reveal the truth. They expose what is hidden, and that is something many cannot face. And so, once again, I was reminded of the power I carry as a child of God. Imagine yourself in a simple conversation with a colleague or a friend. Everything seems normal, until as the interaction progresses and eye contact intensifies, you notice that the other person begins to show signs of discomfort. It could be a sudden aversion of the eyes, a restless gesture, or even an abrupt change of subject. What's happening here is deeper than just a distraction. In fact, the discomfort this person is feeling is a reflection of the truth. Your gaze is revealing a truth they may be trying to hide from themselves or others. In that moment, your gaze acts as a kind of spirit UAL scanner, exposing hidden intentions, insecurities, and repressed emotions that the person may not be ready to face. This phenomenon doesn't mean that you're doing anything wrong. On the contrary, your gaze is working as it should, revealing what is hidden in the depths for those who live authentically and transparently. The gaze of a chosen one can be a source of comfort, trust, and even relief. They know that they have nothing to hide and therefore can find in you a comforting presence, a spiritual anchor of security. However, for those who carry secrets, dubious intentions, or are trapped in patterns of self-deception, your gaze can be a real threat, and this threat is not physical, it is spiritual. They perceive consciously or unconsciously that they are being exposed to a greater truth, a light they are not ready to face. This reaction to your gaze isn't limited to acquaintances or close people. Even strangers can feel the power that emanates from your eyes. Perhaps you've experienced this walking through public places. You notice that some people avoid making eye contact with you at all costs. They look at the ground to the side or pretend to be distracted by something else. This happens because on a spiritual level they are sensing the energy you emanate. They feel that there is something different about you, something powerful. And in many cases it intimidates them even without knowing who you are. They sense that there is a truth in you that challenges their own illusions. On the other hand, there are those who cannot look away. They are mesmerized as if drawn to something invisible within you. These people are usually more aligned with light and truth. They may not fully understand what they are feeling, but somehow they are drawn to the energy you carry. Your gaze to them is not a threat, but a source of curiosity and fascination. They feel that you have something they seek, something that resonates with a deep part of their souls. These two reactions, avoidance and fascination, are normal and reflect how your gaze affects others at different levels of consciousness. Those who are immersed in their own shadows, who live according to lies, or are deeply disconnected from their own truth, will feel the immediate discomfort your gaze provokes. They may not understand why, but they will avoid any direct contact, as if it protects them from a painful revelation. On the other hand, those who are seeking spiritual growth, connection with the divine, and a more authentic life will naturally be drawn to you for these people. Your gaze is like a beacon of light guiding them toward truth. What many don't realize is that for the chosen ones, the gaze is not a trivial or meaningless gesture. Every look you give carries a spiritual intention, even if you're not always consciously aware of it. Your gaze is a powerful tool that can bring clarity, comfort, truth, and in some cases a necessary confrontation with reality. And that's one of the reasons why so many people react so intensely when making eye contact with you. When you look at someone, you are not merely observing the exterior of that person. Your gaze goes beyond crossing the surface layers and reaching into the deepest parts of their soul. This creates an immediate, almost instinctive reaction in people. They may not be prepared for this depth, and that's why they feel the need to look away to flee from that moment of confrontation. For them, making eye contact with the chosen one is a reminder of everything they are trying to avoid, their inner truths, their deepest fears, and the shadows that reside within them. On the other hand, those who live openly and sincerely find in your gaze a sense of peace and security. They know they have nothing to hide, and thus they can maintain eye contact without fear for them. Your gaze is like a spiritual embrace, a confirmation that they are on the right path. They feel they can trust you because your eyes convey the light and truth. They also seek the power of your gaze, goes far beyond its superficial impact. It is also a powerful tool for spiritual discernment. You can read people's emotions, intentions, and energies just by looking into their eyes. This gives you a significant advantage in your interactions, as it allows you to see beyond the words and superficial actions. Often, what someone says does not match what their eyes reveal, and it is this discrepancy that alerts you to potential problems. For example, if someone is lying or hiding something from you, it will be extremely difficult for them to maintain eye contact. Your eyes, which are connected to the divine truth, have the power to expose lies and deceit, even if the person tries to appear confident or sincere. Their eyes will reveal the truth they are trying to hide. This ability to discern the truth is one of the most valuable gifts you as a chosen one possess. However, this ability also brings with it great responsibility. It is not always easy to deal with the fact that you can see the truth about people, especially when that truth is uncomfortable or painful. Many times you will have to balance your ability to discern with compassion and empathy. Seeing the truth about someone does not always mean that you should confront it directly. Sometimes it's better to allow the person to come to their own truth in their own time. In interpersonal relationships, the power of your gaze becomes even more evident. Eye contact is one of the most powerful forms of connection between two people, especially in intimate relationships. When you look into the eyes of someone you are relating to, you are seeking a deeper connection, a truth that goes beyond words and superficial actions. And that is where your ability to discern through the gaze becomes crucial. If someone with whom you are in a relationship is trying to hide something, it will be almost impossible for them to maintain prolonged eye contact with you. Your eyes, which carry the light of God, are like a mirror reflecting back to them their own intentions. This can be an uncomfortable experience for someone who is trying to hide something, but it is a blessing for you because it allows you to see the truth before it is too late. Many problematic relationships could be avoided if people trusted more in their discernment through the gaze. Often, we ignore the signals our eyes pick up because we want to believe the words we are hearing. However, as a chosen one, you have the gift of seeing beyond appearances. If something doesn't feel right, trust what your eyes are telling you. They are a tool of protection and discernment that God has given you to navigate the world wisely. One of the most powerful abilities you possess as a chosen one is the ability to read people's emotions through their eyes. When you look into someone's eyes, you are able to feel what that person is feeling, even if they are trying to hide it. This gives you a unique insight into the emotional state of those around you. You can sense when someone is sad, anxious, afraid, or even when they are lying. Your eyes pick up on these emotions intuitively, and this ability to read people allows you to interact with them in a deeper and more meaningful way. This ability is especially useful in moments when words fail. People are not always able to verbally express what they are feeling, but their eyes never lie. When you look into someone's eyes, you are accessing a part of their soul that often remains hidden, and this deep emotional connection allows you to offer support, comfort, or even confront the truth when necessary. This ability can also be a great challenge, because it is not always easy to deal with the emotions you perceive in others. Sometimes you will see pain, suffering, or anger in someone's eyes, and this can be difficult to process. However, your ability to feel these emotions also gives you the opportunity to help people deal with their feelings in a healthier way. By recognizing what they are feeling, you can offer guidance, support, and understanding. Your gaze is not only a tool of discernment and emotional reading, it also has the power to spiritually transform those around you. When you look at someone with love, compassion, and empathy, your eyes become a channel through which the light of God flows. This light can heal, restore, and transform those around you. Often, people who are going through difficult times or facing emotional challenges feel a sense of relief and comfort just by making eye contact with you. This happens because your eyes carry a healing energy. They are a reflection of divine light, and this light has the power to touch people's souls in ways that words never could. When you look at someone who is suffering, your eyes transmit the message that they are not alone, that there is hope, and that God is present in their lives. This is one of the most powerful gifts you possess as a chosen one. Many times you won't need to say a word for your presence to be felt. Your gaze alone carries the entire message of love, healing, and compassion that people need to hear. And by using this ability wisely, you will be able to transform the lives of those who cross your path. This is especially true in moments of great pain or loss when words may seem inadequate in these situations. Your gaze will be the bridge that connects the person to the comfort and peace they so desperately need, while your gaze has the power to heal and transform. It can also be a tool for spiritual confrontation. When you, as a chosen one, look directly at someone who is trapped in darkness, whether through lies, deception, or destructive behaviors, your eyes become a reflection of God's light, and this light provokes an immediate confrontation with the darkness. People who are living in low vibration or who are trapped in negative behavior patterns often cannot sustain eye contact with you. They feel that they are being exposed as that their shadows are being brought to light. This can cause intense reactions from discomfort and restlessness to hostility and anger. But you, as a chosen one, know that this is the natural reaction of darkness when confronted with light. This spiritual confrontation that occurs through your gaze is one of the ways you fulfill your mission in the world. It is not about judging or condemning people, but about bringing the truth to light, helping those trapped in their shadows see the light and find a path to healing and transformation. Many times, people will not be ready to accept this truth immediately, but by looking into your eyes, you plant a seed that can grow and flourish over time. Your gaze goes beyond a mere physical expression. It is a window to your soul, and a direct reflection of your connection with the divine. When you enter any environment, your presence already emanates a transformative energy, and your eyes are a channel for this energy, conveying a message that does not need to be verbalized to be understood. They radiate a spiritual force full of love and truth that is capable of touching the hearts of those around you, even if those people are not aware of it. As a chosen one, your eyes possess a unique magnetism, an authority that cannot be ignored. You do not need to raise your voice or make any exaggerated gestures for your presence to be felt. Simply looking at someone communicates your connection with the divine and the mission you carry. Your gaze transcends physical barriers, touching the spirit and soul of those who cross your path. This is not a power to be underestimated, but to be understood and respected as part of your greater purpose. This spiritual authority you carry through your gaze is not aggressive or forcefully imposed. It is a subtle authority that manifests with serenity and peace when you are in tune with your mission and purpose as a chosen one. Your eyes naturally transmit this authority, and often this inner strength manifests without you needing to say a word. The people around you can feel this presence, and even if they cannot express it in words, they know that there is something different about you. However, not everyone will be ready to receive or understand this light you carry. Some people may feel uncomfortable or even intimidated by the power of your gaze. This does not happen because you are doing something to threaten them, but because your eyes reveal deep truths that for some are still difficult to accept. You may notice that these people avoid eye contact or even distance themselves because your presence brings to the surface aspects of their own lives that they are not yet prepared to confront. But remember, this is part of your path as a chosen one. Not everyone is ready to face the truth, and that's okay. The power of your eyes must also be used with wisdom. They are a powerful tool for healing and transformation, but also for discernment. There will be moments when your gaze will be a source of comfort for those who are suffering. Simply looking at someone with compassion can be enough to convey a message of hope, peace, and healing. Your eyes have the ability to convey divine love in a way that words never could. This healing power can help those around you overcome their own emotional and spiritual challenges. On the other hand, there will be times when you will need to use your eyes to confront darkness. There are situations where the truth must be exposed and lies undone. In these moments, your eyes become a spiritual weapon capable of penetrating the layers of illusion and revealing what is hidden. Your discernment, guided by divine light, will allow you to see beyond appearances and perceive the truth behind circumstances. The true key to using your eyes with purpose is to always act with love and compassion. Even in moments when you need to confront darkness, do so with the intention of bringing healing and light to the situation. Your gaze as an extension of your spirit can both comfort and confront, but always with the ultimate goal of transforming for the greater good. You have been graced with a sacred gift, the power to see beyond the surface and touch the core of the human being. And this gift is not just for you. It was given to you so that you can be a channel of healing, transformation, and revelation for others. When you use your eyes to transmit this divine light, you are fulfilling your role as a chosen one. Your gaze has the power to build bridges where there is separation, to bring healing where there is pain, and to illuminate where there is darkness. And as you continue to develop this ability, you will realize that the true strength of your gaze comes from the intention behind it. The more you align your intention with divine love, the more powerful the impact of your gaze will be on others. Remember that this gift also requires responsibility. Use your eyes for good, to spread the truth, to heal and protect. Let your gaze always be a manifestation of God's light, guiding others toward healing and spiritual growth. You were chosen to be a light in this world, and your eyes are one of the most powerful tools you have to fulfill that role.